All right, everybody smile. Welcome everybody to our third Back to Basics Monday training. I'm really excited to kind of be diving in this evening to talk about bookings, which is kind of like, probably one of the most important things in your business, right? Because it's how you get business. It's how you get sales. It's kind of how everything thrives. So last week, if you weren't on with us, what we talked about last week was a lot of fun. And actually the girls that were on last week decided what we were going to do this week. So Renee, you had a hand in what we're talking about tonight. So we kind of wanted to talk a little bit about bookings, both within the show and outside of a show, okay? And how you can obtain both. So I know, there's going to be different phases of your business that you're going to go through, whether it's you're starting out and, bookings are everywhere. It's easy for you to have a consistent show schedule. And then, all of a sudden you go through a dry spout. Okay, that's going to happen. There's going to be periods where that happens. Or maybe you're somebody that's a steady Eddie and you haven't had a period where you've suffered for bookings because you're booking shows from every show. I will tell you that, always challenging yourself to get bookings is going to keep you having a consistent and steady business. So even though my schedule is what I would consider filled, okay, to my level and my goals until March, I still am always asking for bookings, okay, even for the current month or in February. Even though I look at my calendar, I'm like, I really don't need any more bookings. I'm always asking. And why am I always asking? Can anyone answer that? You're muted, Carolyn.
Right.
I unmuted.
Am I muted?
What'd you say, Carolyn?
Sometimes you have the dry spells. Sometimes you have where people cancel, and you could, especially if it's a cooking show, you could swap it around if need be. But you're always doing it, so I mean, you can book them for a couple of months out.
Exactly.
There's always
somebody always wants to host a party, right? Like there's always people looking for a reason to host a party. But a lot of what Carolyn mentioned is true. You're always going to have cancellations. Okay. It's just an inevitable part of this business that you're always going to have people ghost you or cancel their shows with you. So if your goal is to submit 5 shows a month, then you probably need to schedule at least 7 shows a month. Would you guys agree? 7 or 8, something like that. And the other reason being, so not only with the cancellation factor, but also if you're a virtual consultant, the likelihood that you're going to experience a flopped party is going to happen as well. So if you only book 1 or 2 shows, what happens when both 1 or 2 of those shows, don't yield a qualifying show? Are we okay with just allowing our paycheck to be what it is? So the first key to bookings is this: decide what you want. You have to decide what you want, okay? If you are just pulling a random number out of the air and saying, you know what, I'm happy with whatever I get, then that's the kind of results that you're going to get as well, okay? So you need to decide firmly what you want your business to look like. Is it 1 booking a month or 1 show that you want to submit a month? Is it 5 shows that you want to submit a month? Or is it 25 shows that you want to submit a month? Once you decide how many shows that you want to actually submit a month, then you always need to schedule a couple more so that you have that buffer, okay? I live here in the Northeast. Snow is going to happen, right? So, just like this past Saturday, I had a cooking show schedule. It snowed. I wasn't able to go because of the weather. So we had to reschedule her show. Now, had I not built in a buffer, right, what would happen? Becky would have -1 show for the month, but I always have that built-in buffer so that I don't have to worry or stress over that. So decide what you want, first of all, okay? Second of all, let's start by talking about if you already have bookings, okay? If you already have shows coming up, how do you make those shows really count? So if you were with me a little while ago, you heard about host coaching, right? And how important host coaching is. host coaching is really where, you know, all of the numbers are actually going to pan out, both with recruiting, with sales, and with bookings. Because let's face it, if you have, I don't know, 5 people in your party group, do you think that you're going to get at least 2 people to book a show from that group? Probably not, right? Now, if you have 50 people in that party group, you know, you're going to have on average a quarter of them participating in the party, right? And of that quarter, about a quarter or more are going to order. But that other half that doesn't order, those are your leads for bookings, right? Because, you know, a lot of times people don't order because they don't have the money right then to order, okay? But if you follow up and you ask by sending those booking messages that are built into our outline, and you say, you know, the one says about, you know, thank you, I know you're not going to, you know, basically in a nutshell, it says, I know you're not going to order, but would you be willing to host a show? You know, it's going to help you out. It's going to help your host out. Honestly, guys, I barely ever have somebody tell me no, okay? Most of the time they tell me, yes, I would love to do that, because they already have a wish list, okay? And that goes back to those conversations you're having in the party to help get an idea of who wants products, right? Who wants products but can't afford to buy the products right now? They're your prime target.
Yeah.
So those booking messages that we send out on on Sunday are extremely important for you guys. If you're going to do nothing else in your shows, you must do 3 things. You must host coach your host. You must interact with your guests. And you must send those booking messages on Sunday, or when you have time, Sunday or Monday. Those are the 3 things that are going to yield you bookings. Now, something else that I do with my hosts is I challenge my hosts. I challenge every one of my hosts to get at least 3 bookings from her party. Why do I do that? So you hear me often talk about, you know, booking 2 shows from every single show, no matter what. But with virtual parties, it's really important to try to book 3 parties. Does anyone know why it's important to book 3 virtual parties from every single virtual party?
Of the 3, usually 1 cancels for me.
Yep.
And 1 flops.
Yep. So you're going to have a flop, right? You're going to have a drop, and you'll have 1 qualify. So that's why, and hey, look, if all 3 of them pan out and you have 3 amazing qualified shows, that's gravy. We'll take that, right? But you always want to have that plan B in mind. So booking 3 shows from every single virtual party is extremely important. And who best to help you get those bookings but your host? Why do you guys think that it's your host that really is pivotal in getting those bookings?
Because she knows the guest.
Yeah, they're her friends, right? They're her friends. So it's going to sound a lot different if, you know, let's say Jenny was my host and Renee is Jenny's friend. And I say, hey, Jenny, you know, I know when you're done shopping, like after you've used your free and all your discounts, that there's probably going to still be some stuff on your wish list. If you get 3 of your friends to book a party, that means you get 3 more half price items, 1 from each of their parties when they qualify. Who do you think of your party would book a show? I get her to tell me those names. Why do I want to know those names?
Because, you know, those are the ones that you're going to try to form that relationship with and really push the party.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that
So
makes
I
our work
can.
easier.
What'd you say, Christine?
That's going to make our work easier.
Absolutely. Look, you guys, this is where, when I talk about host coaching, and when I talked earlier about the fact that, you know, you really have a connection and a relationship with that you want to have a connection and a relationship with that host. This is why. If let's say I didn't do a really good job host coaching my host prior to her party, And then, you know, we start the party and I'm asking her to make sure she adds 120 people into her party group, blah, 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 blah. And then a couple of days later, I'm messaging her saying, hey, oh, and by the way, you know, hey, Renee, how about you try to help me get 3 bookings, right? How do you think that that host is going to react to me if I haven't done my job and built a relationship with her? She's going to think I'm like a dragon with 3 heads or something. Like, it's just not going to fly, you guys. Okay. I will tell you that if you've established a relationship and a connection with that host, they're going to bend over backwards to make sure that they're taking care of not only you, but their self, you know, because 3 bookings in the future or 3, you know, 50% off items, they're going to go after that. And they're going to go after that hard. So, you know, again, once you know the names of those 3 people, then you focus in and you provide that extra layer of customer service with them. You guys know what I'm talking about? You know, you're making sure you're interacting with them. You're really getting to know them on a personal level. You're asking them questions. You're getting them engaged. You're finding out what's on their wish list. So that, let's say you don't really book a show on your own by sending them messages and in those conversations. But now at the end of the party, I go back to my host, Jenny, and I say, hey, Jenny, so I got one of your friends to book a party. She's scheduled for a blah, 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 blah date. Hey, do you think you could reach out to Sarah and Megan and see if they wanted to host a party? Right? So now I'm using her in a completely different way, right? Now she's reaching out to them because she knows one friend booked the show and she really wants those 3 half price items. She's more likely to go ahead and do that now. Okay. If you're not using your host, you're missing the boat. You know, and if you're in a position right now where bookings, maybe you only have 1 show coming up and it's the only show you have scheduled and that's it. So sometimes in this business, you have to be willing to give a little to get a little. Okay. So maybe you dangle a little carrot in front of her face and say, you know what, when you get those 3 bookings, okay, when you get them on my calendar before your party closes, I'm going to give you an XYZ, okay, when the last friend hosts the party. Now, if you're going to do that, you guys, you need to make sure it's of value and it's going to be something worth her spending her time and energy to try to get those bookings for you, okay? So normally for me, it's like a $50 item, okay? I'm not going to pay $50 for it, right? I'm going to make sure it gets added on to the host cart at a discount or, you know, some way I'm not paying full price for the item. But remember, you're also going to make commission on that item. So a $50 item might end up costing you $30 or $40. But let me ask you guys this. If you were in a position where you had 1 show on your calendar, you now have a host that gets you 3 bookings and you're having to come out of your pocket $40. Is it worth it to spend $40 to get those 3 bookings? Yes, right? Because every single one of those bookings going forward, if you use the same system over and over and over again until you get a full calendar, is going to pay for itself. It's going to pay for itself, okay? So that's kind of, you know, for me, that's how I operate virtually, okay? That's why my calendar is jam-packed full every single week with virtual parties. I mean, there's not a week from here until the beginning of March that I don't have 6 virtual parties on my calendar, along with 12 cooking shows in a month. That's the method to the madness, okay? And it's just a matter of deciding that this is what you want and you go after it, okay? Okay, so let's see, where were we going with this? All right, so that's bookings within your parties, okay? And those are some of the strategies that I kind of use to get the bookings. So how can you get bookings outside of a party, okay? There's lots and lots and lots of different ways that you guys can do it. And there's lots of ways you don't want to do it, okay? So the ways you don't want to do it, let's start there first. You don't want to look like you're desperate. Okay. You don't want to post on social media, oh my gosh, I need bookings. I don't have any bookings for the month of February. Who's going to book a show with me? do any of you guys want to book a show with your friends when they say that on social media? For me, it's an immediate turnoff. It really just kind of raises a red flag to me to be like, nope, not doing it. Nope. So, you know, social media is really, and again, if we had a great training, I thought on this the other week, on our Monday night calls that we've been doing, but social media is about building relationships. Okay. Just like our business. So they go hand in hand. It's a perfect combination of, you know, utilizing direct sales on a social media platform. And there's ways that you can get people to book parties on social media without selling the fact that you're booking a show. If you're in my VIP group, you would see a lot of that. Okay. I never ask people on my VIP group to book a party with me. But what I do is I get them excited about the products that I'm sharing and the opportunity for their kitchen that it'll create. Okay. I sell that, that experience. Okay. I sell how that product basically is going to walk up into their kitchen and put food on the dinner table in less than 30 minutes. Okay. And when you can sell to people that way, you're naturally going to get bookings. So how do you go about getting bookings that way, right? If I'm telling you not to post, you know, the special and say, you know, who wants to book a party for the month of February? So maybe this week you're focusing on stoneware recipes, right? Because guess what's on special next week or next month? It's all about stoneware next month, right? So maybe this week your focus is the rock crock, right? So you post a video of the rock crock, you post videos of recipes using the rock crock, you post yourself using the rock crock or going live to show the rock crock if you have it, okay? Which gets people excited about the rock crock. And, you know, as you're having those conversations on your VIP group about the rock crock, you're basically determining who's excited and who's not excited, right? Who wants this product? Who has this product? Who wants this product? So once you decided who has this product, who wants this product, you now have a reason to reach out in a private message to them and say, hey, Christine, oh my gosh, are you super excited about the rock crock? Like, what recipe would you make for your family in the rock crock? And you get them to remember why they were excited about the rock crock, okay? You're not starting the conversation off by saying, hey, Renee, oh my gosh, aren't you excited? The rock crock's on sale next month. Would you like to book a party? No. You have to get them to get that same feeling of why they got excited on your VIP group in your message before you ask for the booking. Okay. So think social media strategy, think about a plan for your VIP group or your business page, whichever you're using, or hopefully both, to get people excited about what is to come, right? What is coming that I need bookings for. So if you use it that way, you're going to see an increase in people. Okay. So another, you know, so some of you may be stuck. Some of you may be at the point where you're stuck. Maybe your friends list, you only have 100 friends on your friends list and you feel like you've talked to every single person. You have a VIP group, which has some good conversation in there. You're posting great content in there because you're making a plan for it and you're executing the plan. So how do you get new blood? Where do all these new leads come from? You guys have to be willing to ask for referrals, okay? I know me and Renee started to talk about this earlier today. You have to be willing to ask for referrals. So you can do this in a couple different ways, you guys. So you can do this by, let's say, do a challenge in your VIP group, right? Let's say you have 100 people in your VIP group. So everybody's seeing what you're posting. And you post some kind of challenge to say, you know what, I'm going to give away XYZ when we get this page to 200 people in my VIP group. So they're adding their friends into the group, which is giving you what? It's giving you new people and new, you know, a kind of new market almost to present yourself to. But again, don't use the strategy of, okay, I've got all these extra people in here. Now I can just reach out and ask for bookings from them. You have to sell yourself first, you guys. The very first product at any show, whether it's a virtual party or a cooking show, that you have to sell is you. You are the first person. So it's just as easy as that person it is for them to click accept that invitation into your group. it's as easy for them to say leave group. Okay. So if they get added into that group just to be sold to, or just to get bookings, they're going to leave it in like 5 seconds flat. I promise you. So that's why I'm telling you guys, having a plan for your social media is so important. So important. So how else can you get referrals? So, every time you send a message to someone, when we do all these booking blitzes, or when we do, when you guys are just, kind of green dotting and sending messages to try to get bookings from people, when they say no to you, okay, and we're not talking a no, not now, because some people are a no, not now. Some people are a no, I don't ever want to have a party with you. Please leave me alone and stop bugging me, right? There's a difference. You have one spectrum or the other. So the people that are a no, I don't ever want to host a party for you, and it's your job to ask and determine what that no is, by the way. Those are the people that when you end that conversation, you want to say, so Renee, I really appreciate your honesty. And I really appreciate, that right now you're not interested in hosting a party, but would you do me a really big favor? Because I am trying to get my business going in a new direction. Would you be willing to post on your wall some words, if I share them with you, to just simply help my business, by getting some referrals? Again, I've never had someone tell me no that they wouldn't do that. And then I send them the words, okay? And the words are really simple. It's my friend, hey guys, my friend Carolyn has a Pampered Chef business, and she's really trying to ramp up her business. Is anybody looking for a Pampered Chef consultant? It's that simple. Super simple. You guys, we tend to overcomplicate things when we do them. And typically that's why we don't get bookings. It's because we are just way too complex. Like if you're sending a message to someone and you're asking for them to do a Facebook party for you, and I'm just going to use the example that I used to have a teammate that I would give her literally the script that I give you guys, right, to send out for messages every month. And she would take the message and she would put in the message exactly the words that I said. And then she would say, so a Facebook party is something that I create and I do all the work, and, we're going to post this day, this day, this day, this day, blah, 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 and just vomits on people. Nobody has time for all that. Okay. Everything we do on social media, did you guys know that, when you post on Facebook and your words, you can only see the top section of the words, and then there's the ... more. You have to click the more to expand it down. Did you guys know that over 60% of people do not click more? They only read that top section. That's it. So method to the madness is that if your post can't fit in that section up there, it's too long, because nobody's reading anything past that ... more. Nobody. Okay. So short, sweet, to the point. Always remember that, whether it's messaging or posting, short, sweet, and to the point. Okay, so let's think outside the box a little bit. So of course, another way that you can get bookings if you're kind of in that place is to go backwards. Sometimes you have to go backwards to come forwards, okay? So once you can tell me, Becky, I pinky promise that I've sent a message to every single person on my friends list, right? Within the last, 90 days, because if it's been longer than 90 days, you need to go back down through your friends list again. Okay. So if you've sent a message out to every single person in your friends list within the last 90 days, then you need to go backwards to go forwards. Okay. But if you're at the place where you haven't sent a message to every single one of your friends in the last 90 days, then that's where you need to start. Does that make sense to you guys? So we have to cycle through our friends over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. And you don't want to do it just by who's live on the green dot, because it's only going to show you pretty much the same people all the time. So you need to go through your friends list alphabetically and go down the list that way. Okay. That is the best utilization of your time. It also gives you a starting and a stopping point. If you're green dotting and you're just going by green dotting, you're never going to get through your entire friends list. I promise you, it's not going to happen. So how do you go backwards to go forwards? So you need to, number one, start in all of your old parties, okay? You re-ask any host that it's been more than 6 months since they've hosted a show. So basically, if they hosted the beginning of the fall catalog and we're getting ready to roll into the spring catalog, it's time to re-ask them to host a party. I recommend, if you're going to do it, the easiest way for you to do it is to go on Consultant's Corner. When you go into the parties and orders section, you choose the date range. Okay, you do January 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2019. It's going to pull up every single one of your shows that you did in the year. And then you literally walk through those shows, show by show by show by show. Okay, so you start with show number 1 that you did, in January, and you go to that show. You send a message to that host asking them to rebook. Every guest on that show. Now, of course, they're not going to be friends with you, right? They're not going to be friends on Facebook. Most of them aren't. And what is the best way to reach out to people? So we find it honestly is text messaging. Okay. Text messaging really is the best way to go if you're going to communicate with somebody that doesn't really have a relationship built with you yet. So you're going to want to text message every guest that ordered on each one of those parties to reintroduce yourself. Okay. It's not you asking for a booking automatically. It's you saying, hey, Carolyn, oh my gosh, this is Becky from Pampered Chef. Just wanted to check in with you to see how you're liking your food chopper that you bought on Jenny's party. Okay. You're providing a layer of customer service. Why do we do this? Because it matters, right? If I just sent Carolyn a message after I haven't spoken with her for 6 months, and I'm like, hey, Carolyn, this is Becky Pampered Chef, just reaching out to some people to see if they want to host a party. And I never sent her a message. This is the first message that she's getting from me. You just wasted 5 seconds of your life you can't get back. Okay. So you need to make sure that you're starting with a customer service message first. You put it in the notebook, right? You've established yourself back in her life. Hopefully you can get her, so when she text messages you back and says, hey, Carolyn, thanks for checking in with me. I really like the food chopper. And then my message normally back to her would be awesome. So are you in need of any recipes right now? Again, you're trying to get a conversation going back and forth with her to basically kind of submit you into her life. And then what you're going to simply do at the end of that is you're going to invite her to join your VIP group. Okay. Unless you have a connection with this person, the first time you're reaching out, if it's been 6 months, if you've done your 2, 2, and 2, everybody knows what that is, right? Your 2 weeks, your 2 months, and your 2 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. If you follow that, then you can ask for that booking. That's not a problem. But if you haven't done your follow-up customer care with these customers, you're basically starting back from scratch with them to rebuild that trust with them. So the natural place to rebuild that trust is back into your VIP group. Okay. So you need a way for them to come back and connect with you. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's going through all of your old hosts and all of your old orders. Okay. Now, what's the other thing you can do? In Facebook, when we create our party groups, they're open, right? Unless you go through and manually take people out, all of those shows are still sitting there with all of the guests that are in there. So why not post, just the specials for the next 90 days in there? I mean, you're just basically posting in there. You're not asking for anything. You're just posting the specials. And if somebody comments, they comment. And if they don't, they don't. Again, it's just it's a way to kind of reintroduce. The other thing that you can do is if you're using your Facebook business page to host your parties in, which I hope and pray all of you guys are, because it's the best way for your parties. Every person that you have sent a direct message to is there for you to go back and touch base with. Okay. The nice thing about it is that you can also label every customer interaction so that if I've interacted with somebody on there and let's say, right now wasn't a good time for them to host, and I've created a label that says potential host and I've put a month, let's say March. I can go back through there and search, pull up my list of every single person I had an interaction with that was a potential host. And now I can send them a message again to follow back up. Guys, there's videos in our virtual party system, the A through Z system that's in our team document. There's videos there to show you how to use the labeling system and how to send messages through your business page in the party groups, okay? It really is that beneficial to do your parties through your business page, and for those reasons. Okay, so how else can you get bookings? How many of you guys have logo wear? Does anyone have logo wear? Like a Pampered Chef hat, shirt, you know, purse, anything? Are you guys using it? Are you wearing it when you're out and about?
I was down in Florida, wore my PC t-shirt down in Savannah. I was surprised how many comments I got on my PC t-shirt that I got from the conference up here in PA.
Absolutely.
I was really surprised, yeah.
So let's ask about that. So Christine, did you have any engagements as far as giving business information out?
Oh yeah, I did. I actually took along the small pamphlets, the small books and stuff, and passed them out because we were touring and off and on and stuff. So yeah, a lot of information. It was a lot of fun. I got a lot of attention and things. Yeah, so it was really. Unfortunately, the people that I had the most interaction with, they were Canadians. But yeah, the ones that loved PC the most were Canadians, yeah.
Okay. So, you know, logo wear is only as good as being prepared. Okay. You have to be, if you're going to wear logo wear, like I don't ever, look, I'm in double logo wear right now. Shirt, got my hoodie on. It's a small investment, you guys, but you can order logo wear on Consultants Corner, and I promise you it is completely worth it. Just to even have one t-shirt or one hat or one purse is completely worth it for you. Now, again, it's kind of like, you know, me telling you guys that if you're going to send a message and someone gives you permission to reach back out to them, right? Let's say they say, you know what, right now is not a good time to have a party, but reach back out to me in March. If you don't reach back out in March, you might as well forget it, okay? Because they've given you permission and you have to follow up and do your job. So logo wear is very much the same way, that if you're wearing logo wear and someone approaches you to say, oh my God, I love Pampered Chef, and you're not business ready, you just shot yourself in the big toe. Okay? You have to be ready for it. So how do you get ready? I mean, what is there to get ready about it, right? So I'll tell you the best strategy that I've ever found is this. When I'm out and about the grocery store, I always have my mini catalogs. You guys know what I'm talking about, the little itty bitty catalogs. And on those catalogs, I have these, which is this little sticky note pad. And it just has them to fill out their information here. And it has the best way to contact them here. And then what they're interested in here, okay? And I have, or before I had those, I just had a thing of Post-it notes, good old gold Post-it notes. And you take a Post-it note or one of these and you put it on the front of like 5 little mini catalogs and you carry those around with you. Now, why would I do that, right? Why would I want to do that? Because what you're going to do is you're going to try to get their information and you make it a game, okay? You make it a game for yourself, but you also make it a game for them. So I would be like, Jenny, I would love to really send you a full catalog, okay? If you can fill out your information on this little sticky note right here, I will send you a full catalog in the mail. But the other thing that I do is every customer that I meet out and about, I put you into a weekly drawing that I do, and then maybe you'll get a free gift as well with your catalog. So it makes it fun, right? If they think, oh, well, because, you know, sometimes people are hesitant about giving their information out, but when you tell them there might be a free gift involved, hello, yeah, they're going to give you your information a little bit more natural. And so what do you guys think I do when I mail that catalog out? I'm like Oprah, y'all. You're a winner, and you're a winner, and you're a winner, and you're a winner, and you're a winner. I give them a season's best, and I tell them that they won my drawing for the week, okay? Because, you know, a season's best, again, is $2. It's not costing. You can go on to our supplies, and you can order 10 of them, I think, for like $3 or, you know, it's very cheap. Now, you know, it's a little bit more fun, what you guys say, when you get a catalog and there's a free gift in there from that consultant that you met out and about. And then, you know, what I do as the consultant then is that following week, I call every single person that I mailed something out to. And I'm like, hey, Carolyn, I just wanted to thank you. Wanted to make sure that your catalog and your free gift arrived, which again is now opening a conversation for me with them. Who loves that tip? That's a great one, right? And we all, I mean, who doesn't have a sticky pad laying around? I mean, come on. If you need me to mail you a sticky pad, I'll mail you a sticky pad. All right, so how many of you guys go to the post office, the grocery store, your, I don't know, your local ABC store, because I love that place, you know, pretty much anywhere. And how many of you guys have ever seen community boards? Anyone ever seen a community board before? Yeah. So how can you approach a community board from a business standpoint? So we all know that Pampered Chef fundraises, right? And so you basically, what I like to do is I will call that organization and say, hey, I seen your little pamphlet that you're having a bingo or you know, you're doing an auction or whatever it is in June. Well, I'm a local Pampered Chef consultant, and I would love to help provide some products, you know, for that auction, that bingo, that whatever they're doing for free for you guys. What do you think about hosting a party with me, and we'll use all of that free product for you guys to use for your auction, your bingo, your whatever. And again, you guys are always looking for free stuff. It doesn't have to be a monetary donation. If they do the party as just a host of a party, all of that free product they can use to donate for whatever that, you know, event is that they're doing. I get a lot of people that do that, especially, you know, your cheerleading, your basketball, your any of your sports events, any of your local churches. A lot of times they're doing bingos and raffles. Any of your cancer, like we have a ton of like Cumberland Valley Cancer Association around here. Anybody like that, they're always doing something with like raffling or auctioning or bingos. So it's a great way to reach out to them, okay? Again, a personal phone call is going to be best. Everything gets lost in email anymore. Would you guys agree? Like, who actually like checks their email? Because, I mean, I look through it, but whether I respond to it is another story. I mean, most of the time it's junk, and ain't nobody got time for junk unless it says Pampered Chef order. I normally don't even look at it, right? I don't even look at it. Unless it's from Pampered Chef, I normally don't even look at it. Okay, so fundraising, again, huge opportunity there for shows. So, you know, posting on social media, a lot of people don't realize, you guys, that we do fundraisers. They have no idea, okay? So how do you start that conversation? A perfect way to start that conversation is in your VIP group, where you say, hey, so I'm thinking about doing a fundraiser. What's your favorite charity? So you're going to have all these people commenting with their favorite charities, right? And so what do you do with that? How do you approach that? Then you send a little message and you say, hey, Christine, so I've seen that you really like, you know, Relay for Life, or you're, you know, a member of a Relay for Life team. Would you mind if I did a fundraiser for you and your organization? So you approach it that way. And again, you know, I will tell you that in my experience, a lot of times people say no to hosting a party because they don't want to come across to their friends as they want their friends to spend money to put stuff in their kitchen for free. Have you guys ever heard that? I really don't want to make my friends buy stuff for me to get stuff for my kitchen. Okay, you're going to run into that. And so what do I do with those people? Is I say, oh, no worries. So Jenny, what's your favorite charity or fundraiser that you normally participate in? Because maybe we can just do a fundraiser with your friends. What do you think about that? You guys, there's so many ways that you can approach fundraising. I mean, literally, if you're not doing 1 to 2 fundraisers a month, I would definitely look into doing fundraising. All right, I think, am I down my list? Let's see. I think I am. Oh, and then the last thing is vendor shows, okay? So, you know, maybe when you call that person, and they say, you know what, I'm just not interested in doing a party, you know, to get free product, maybe you can say, oh, well, are you letting vendors set up at your event? Okay. And maybe you try to get your foot in the door that way. I'll tell you that when I first started off doing this business full time, the way that I did this is through vendor shows and craft shows. I was typically doing around 6 vendor shows a month, you guys. Not even lying to you. Ask my husband because he helped me tote all my crap every time. What that did for my business was game changing. Yes, it was an investment for me to spend 25, you know, 50 bucks here or there in order to get into those events, but it gave me great contacts. Okay. And that's how I was able to get my business up and running at a really fast pace after I lost my job. So, you know, with vendor shows also comes flops. Okay. You're going to have times where you're going to go into a vendor show, you're going to set up and like nobody shows up. I swear nobody shows up. Other vendors are your best source of bookings because they're all out for the same thing. Everybody that's there that's set up is looking for bookings and sales, right? And so it's kind of one of those, sometimes you have to do the I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine kind of thing. And so again, in the beginning, I did a lot of, you know, kind of party swapping with my friends, you know, so, you know, Renee would do a party for me and I would do a party for Renee. And I know that's going to have good things and bad things about it because sometimes you do a really good job and then the other person does a really crappy job for you. But it's all about what you make that experience. Okay. So don't be afraid to reach out to another vendor friend and say, hey, how's your business doing? You know, are you struggling with bookings? You know, because I'm in a place where I could use some extra help. What do you think about, you know, swapping parties? I'll do one for you. You do one for me. Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and do it. Okay. Sometimes you just have to do things that you don't necessarily want to do, right? Like who wants to get up out of bed and go to work every day? Nobody does. I mean, I'd rather stay in my comfy pajamas in my comfy bed with my comfy comforter, you know, especially when it's 20 degrees outside, but I still have to get up and go to work. So there's going to be times we all have to do things in this business that we don't necessarily want to do, but we know we need to do. All right. So what questions can I help answer for you guys with bookings? Did you guys take anything away from tonight? Was it okay information or just a little bit? A page of notes. I like it. So
no, that was a lot of good information.
Good. Worth the replay, right?
Oh, definitely.
Worth the price of admission. So Jenny, do you have any questions at all? It's been a while since I've seen your face. We have missed you.
Sorry, I have it muted because my baby cries in the background. So
oh, that's okay.
No, it was good. I love the mini brochure idea.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm going to be trying to move forward with.
Awesome. How's business going for you right now?
Honestly, I stopped working it.
Did you?
So yeah, I went back to work and kind of just, I was having a hard time with basically people canceling on me or parties not following through. And of course I got a little discouraged and then I went back to work and that kind of took my full focus, I guess.
Yeah. Are you going to try to make it work somehow as far as doing like, you know, a show here or there or?
Yeah, that's still my goal. That's why I'm on here tonight to kind of to regroup, reboot, all that good stuff.
You know, it's never too late, honestly. You know, sometimes we all go through our things, you know, ask Carolyn. Carolyn, do we all go through our things or what? Sometimes you just need a break, right? We just need to do life, ride that like big, huge wave that comes and smacks us down. And just, you know, kind of go with it. Honestly, I can't even look back and say there's been a year where I haven't experienced something where I was literally like, oh my God, how can I keep doing this? You know, I mean, you're talking like the first year I lost my 6-figure income job. My father-in-law lost a limb. He died from cancer. My son was diagnosed with diabetes and almost died. Literally, like, and then Caleb's almost died 2 times since then. I've had surgery. I've had, like, there's just a plethora, and life is always going to happen to us. Unfortunately, that's just what happens. It's going to keep happening. So it's really about being okay with where you're at that moment until you're ready for more. There's nobody in this team that's like, Jenny, I don't know what you're doing, but I don't like it. Nobody's like, oh my gosh, Jenny, you like, what are you doing? Because every one of us go through it. We all go through it. So the best thing for you to know, though, is that if you need help, we're here. We're here. If you want to set up a call, like, we're here to help coach you through all of that. It's definitely, it's not something you have to do by yourself, for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Of course. Christine, any questions from you, my dear?
No, there was a lot of good information there. A lot of good ideas, ads and things.
Awesome. And Carolyn, any questions from you? I love her. I was just glad that she showed up at the right time. It's our running joke. It's just our running joke. Me and Tiffany already decided what we're getting you for your birthday.
One of those clocks that does everybody's hours.
Yeah, it's gonna have 4 clocks for all 4 time zones.
But see, the reason why I actually got it on time is because I got Miranda's, you had posted something, jump on, and it was Miranda's meeting, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm 30 minutes late. So I jumped on being panicked, and it's like, oh, it's not the right one. So yeah, and then I stayed.
It's just Becky again. Just that darn Becky. She just doesn't ever go away. All right, my friends. Well, thank you guys again for joining me this evening. We'll have another training next Monday evening, 8 o'clock, same time. It'll just be a different little kind of subject that we talk about. Any ideas for next week? I really enjoyed you guys picking the idea that I train on. It's kind of fun. What do you guys need help with?
I'd like, I know I missed your information about the bridal showers, the wedding showers at the one.
Hazelton?
Yeah, up in Hazelton.
Yeah.
I know this is the time of year that those things are going to be starting up. So that would be some great information.
Oh yeah, I can definitely train on bridal showers. Let's do that. Next week's going to be all about bridal showers then.
Okay.
That gets me excited because I love bridal showers. They're one of my favorite things.
Yeah, that would be nice because, yeah, I've seen a lot of people getting engaged lately.